I am pleased to announce, on behalf of the Government of Canada, an investment of $125,000 to enhance broadband services in Northern Ontario. Specifically, the funding provided through FedNor's Northern Ontario Development Program will enable Blue Sky Net to conduct a gap analysis study to identify areas in Northern Ontario that need improved access to broadband services.
What we're going to be doing is essentially putting a catalog together of the information that we are going to glean from a number of different sources. What we're looking to do in a partnership of information gathering is collectively put all of this data into a GIS, a geospatial information system, that is going to provide the opportunity for us to really know and understand where the fiber is, where the towers are, what the capacity is, what are the speeds that the internet service is being delivered at.
Dissemination blocks by population, and get to the right spot here, and turn that on. We now see that the country is drawn up in Census Canada by dissemination blocks, and you can see over here in the urban areas the dissemination blocks get down into blocks of in the city. If we get out into the rural area, you'll see they're much sort of larger. But just by putting a mouse over here, I can tell that in that particular dissemination area, the population is 511. The population in that area is 203. The population of that area is 151. So once the service providers have access to this type of information, and once we do our major calculations, we're going to be able to precisely identify the potential need in a much more accurate way of doing this is by looking at the parcel code information that some municipalities have. And again, we're going to rely on the municipalities to work with us to share their property code information. So I'm going to bring up the property codes of this particular area, and not only do we see within those property codes the individual properties, but we also can see by the way they're color coded as to what land is actually vacant. Whether it's vacant land, we can tell whether it's farmland, we can tell whether it's residential, commercial, and in many cases we can tell if it's seasonal. So more than a mapping project, more than something that's just visual, we're actually going to be able to come up and tell you by municipality what percentage is served and unserved, what percentage of farm or residential is served or not served. We start adding data, and so for example, we've just added the data for all of the towers that we know that are listed with Industry Canada. And for those towers, we can also look at the data that is associated with that tower. We can get the location of the tower, the height of the tower, the height of the land, and the owner of that tower site. And we have that mapped for all of Northern Ontario. It's already on here, all ready to go. So that's the fundamental technology that's being used.